Now, I think it's worth mentioning, they're praying for God to be the one that protects their nation. It'd be wise for us to pray to our God to protect our nation. I also think it's worth providing some spiritual context to what happened yesterday as a man named Pete Hegseth sat before a confirmation hearing for a very specific position in his cabinet called Defense Secretary, which means he will oversee national security. And I would like to tell you that I'd rather have a person in that position who calls Jesus his Lord and Savior and who understands salvation than any other person, even if they have their credentials and have 4 stars. You watched a guy who had his entire past publicized, all of his failures, all of his sin.
You cheated on the mother of that child less than 2 months after that daughter was born, didn't you? Many of your work colleagues have said that you show up for work under the influence of alcohol or drunk. I know you've denied that, but you would agree with me, right, that if that was the case, that would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense.
But what you got to understand in a situation like that, according to Revelation, the accuser of the brethren is going before God's throne and bringing up all of your past and all of your sin and all of your filth and all of your failures. And in that moment, the judge is looking at the Son of God and seeing his perfection and his holiness and his sacrifice on behalf of those who place their trust in him. And all of those accusations, whether they're warranted or not, they do not stand. So I'm thankful that regardless of the trail or wake of carnage in my past, that even though my failures like Pete's might echo on earth, our failures no longer echo in heaven.
I have failed in things in my life, and thankfully I'm redeemed by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
So we should be praying for Pete Hegseth as you see the woke, left, and lost world hurl accusations.
Mr. Hegseth, I do not believe that you are qualified to meet the overwhelming demands of this job.
I'm not a perfect person, but redemption is real. And God forged me in ways that I know I'm prepared for. And I'm honored by the people standing and sitting behind me, and look forward to leading this Pentagon on behalf of the warfighters.
Thank you, Mr.